Did someone pay $25,000 for a counterfeit card with potentially no recourse for it? Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So this is a wild story, and this, I think, goes to greed on both parts. And I'm interested to hear your perspective after you've watched this. But Auburn35, and I Am Meatballs, we have the two legends, Auburn35 and I Am Meatballs, making an appearance in the same video, which is amazing. So Auburn35 started reporting on this a couple of weeks ago when the listing was still fresh. It was brand new. People were bidding on it. Basically, it is a T206 Ty Cobb in a GAI 9 slab. Now, GAI, I think for a short time, was a reputable grading company, especially for sealed packs. Haven't been reputable for many years. I think they kind of went downhill in their last, year or two. I don't know enough about them, but they haven't been in business for a while. And certainly wouldn't have graded a card a 9, a T206 a 9. And if they had graded a T206 Cobb a 9, somebody would not be selling it on eBay. Not a normal eBay seller. And this eBay seller has quite a lot of feedback, and it's 100% positive. They sell cards. They would have cracked it from GAI and crossed it to, or just crossed it plainly in a GAI slab to PSA or SGC or BGS. So Auburn35 found it. I Am Meatballs also found it, reported it to eBay. Auburn35 also reported it to eBay, and both reports came back as, this is actually fine, according to eBay. If you are buying counterfeit cards and hoping to crack them out of those fake slabs and resubmit them to SGC or PSA, you're going to need some good supplies first. I recommend the penny sleever. You can use my code JWH for 10% off your first order at thepennysleever.com for your best supplies to cover your real or counterfeit cards. Now you might be saying, what's cool because the authenticity guarantee will catch it. Well, no. The authenticity guarantee will not, because it only covers slabs that are in PSA, BGS, CGC, and SGC. If it's not in those, it bypasses authenticity guarantee. So it is a loophole that is ripe for scams. And in this case, it feels pretty scammy. I reached out to the seller a week plus ago, didn't hear anything back. The card ended up selling for $25,000. Auburn35 also found that this seller had tried selling this very card in a lot on eBay for $50,000 buy it now. There's another loophole, which is that authentication guarantee does not cover lots of cards. So if you have a fake, you mix it in with real cards and have it be a big fake and have people say, oh wow, in this lot is a T206 Cobb. Maybe it's worth this much or more. And so the thinking is that the seller is trying to use greed to sell this fake card in a GAI slab, and buyers are using greed to buy it, thinking, and here's a Reddit post that one of these guys found, where somebody says, hey, what do you think about this? And they list all the red flags about it. But they're still considering buying it because they can get 10x their money. It'll be worth $200,000 on a PSA slab. And people are commenting, no, this is fake. This is a scam. I don't know if this is the person who bought it. I don't know if this person even bid on it. But there are a lot of people who think this way. Don't assume that you're smarter than the seller unless there's a clear case and you have protections. And this is why these scammers have largely left eBay. It's because it's easier outside of eBay, Facebook Marketplace, etc., to scam people. But now these scammers are finding out, you know what, this eBay authentication program is pretty easy to scam people. It's pretty easy to get loopholes through. It's unfortunate. So what happened with the $50,000 buy it now? It seems to be gone, unsold, and the Cobb that was in one of those lot photos has shown up in a GAI slab, even though GAI is no longer in business and hasn't been. I don't know how that happens unless it's somebody who is involved in GAI or has GAI labels. Now, I Am Meatballs also discovered that this same seller has sold more than $40,000 worth of GAI slabs since August 1st. How does this person have all those? Isn't that peculiar? It is to me, and I want to know your thoughts. Is this a scam, or is it a legit card that somebody could easily flip into a $200,000 card in a PSA slab? I say no. I've written about the eBay loophole stuff in the past in my newsletter, junkwaxhero.com. Make sure you're subscribed. This week's newsletter today came out. It was actually about vintage cards and how the best friend of a vintage collector is things like pinholes and rough backs. So I think it's right up your alley if you're a vintage collector. Now, I'm no T206 expert, and I don't even know if this person is, but somebody going by the name Dr. Reverend Jacuzzi Toblerone, which is a great name, has a great couple of tweets explaining why they believe this Cobb is a counterfeit. And they're probably right. I believe it's a counterfeit. You believe it's a counterfeit. It's important to note here, too, that the buyer appears to have paid because the seller did put feedback, positive feedback, saying prompt payment. So it's not like this went unpaid or anything like that. The seller says it was paid for, and they gave good feedback. So wild story all around. Why does eBay let these go through? What is in this for eBay other than a little bit of revenue from this $25,000 sale? And I know it's more than a little bit, it's thousands of dollars. But it feels like it could harm eBay's reputation if more of these get through. And sure enough, here's another one that Auburn 35 found, a GAI 9.5. I find it hard to say GAI quickly. GAI 9.5, Michael Jordan, 1984 star, rookie, that sold for $62,000 just the other day. Because somebody anticipates being able to crack it out and turn it into an 8 or a 9, which is a 6-figure card. And they think they're smarter than sellers when the seller is actually a scammer and they're outsmarting them. Curious for your thoughts. Let me know in comments. I appreciate it. Have a great one.